Hi, fellow traders. What's happening? I hope you guys had a nice hump day. We are over that hump. Tomorrow is the end of the month, the end of the quarter. Um, we survived. It was a pretty shaky quarter. Swing trading is still, it's just not there. The market conditions are not lending well to, technical swing. So, we're still waiting on that to come around. I'm expecting it to with earnings. So we'll see how the market shakes out. But we're just moving right along. We're trying to survive this month-long lull before the next earning announcement season comes, and that's all we're doing. A lot of the stocks reporting now are inconsequential. Every now and then we have a decent one, like MU last night. It didn't make a good move. After it made that huge move, it just kind of traded sideways. Didn't really do much for us today. But that's pretty much all that we see. And there is that lull every month leading into earnings season. But I think we're managing it pretty good because we're being extra patient. We're being aggressive when we need to. We're picking our spots, and I think we're doing a pretty good job of doing that. So I want to continue with that. But the message today is, guys, don't overload your mind. Don't blow it. And how we blow it, how we overload our mind is with TMI. Too much information. We think that we have to have all of this stuff, all of these inputs coming in. I know our brain has like 86 billion neutrons, and each neutron has about 10,000 inputs, and we think, how can we overload our brain? But we can't. Our brain is like an electrical circuit. If we start to get too much going in the same place and trying to jam a whole lot in there, we can actually lose a lot of our intelligence. It may be temporary, but we can lose it. We will trip a switch or blow a fuse. I like to think of it as a circuit breaker. All our electric circuits is protected by either a circuit breaker or a fuse, or what do you call that? Man, and I used to work with this stuff all the time because I designed electrical circuits for cars. But it's we always had some type of protection, like for the electric seats and the electric doors. We knew that every now and then you're gonna get an overload. If it's really cold outside, when you go to move the seat or cut the window on, roll the window up or down, and it's got some ice on it, and it may draw a lot of current. In order to protect that circuit to keep it from burning, we have to cut the power to it. And it would be frustrating for somebody that every other day they had to change the fuse for their window or for their seat. So we put a circuit breaker in it to where the circuit would break, but once the circuit cools, the contacts will come back together, close the circuit again, and it would work. So fusible link, that was the other thing. I tell you, my brain is not working right. Maybe I'm overloading it. But our brains kind of have built-in circuit breakers. And if we start throwing too much at it, our brain will say, okay, that's enough. I'm done. You keep throwing this shit at me, and it's just not sticking. It's confused. And some people can take more than others. But in trading, it can paralyze us. It can cause us to either make bad decisions, make bad choices, or just sit there and watch and miss the opportunity, and then we turn around and chase it once it's gone, and kind of mess us up. So we have to make sure we don't overload it and overload our mind trying to learn a bunch of stuff that just doesn't really matter to what we're doing. And if you have been in our morning sessions, I am extremely focused. I am not looking at every stock that's gapping up that morning or gapping down. I filter out the stocks that are outside of my price range that I don't care about. And none of that stuff. I don't waste time talking about it and going about it, because we need to keep as much of our mental energy intact when we go into the market. If I sit there and go through 100 stocks that are inconsequential to me, I'm wasting my mental energy. So I'm not worried about that. I'm focused on the group of stocks that I have that I think is going to give me potential. Do I pick the wrong ones sometimes? Yeah, I do. But the other ones work. So I still feel good about what I do every day. It's just that you're going to pick the wrong stock every now and then. It's going to happen. But the key is, if your brain is overloaded, if you've blown your mind before the market even opens, and you do pick the wrong stock, it's just going to create a downward spiral that's just going to keep tearing you up. So try and just focus on the things that are important to your strategy, to your process, that's going to affect the trades that you take. Now, you may not know everything you need to know in the beginning, but as time progresses and as you learn, then you're going to know, and you're going to understand what information is pertinent to your process. And then you're going to start filtering out all the rest of that stuff. That's when I say filter out the noise. Everything else is noise. And, like I said, that's what I do. I watch a pre-market show every morning, like I said. So watching them is not bad. It's actually good, because you want to get the information that is only pertinent to what you do. The rest of it, filter it out. And that's what I do every morning. So just wanted to throw that at you today. All right, so looking at the SPY today, we've got a little inside day. Kind of a rest day, so to speak. We're holding the 100-period moving average. Right now, we actually had a spike since the time I started working on this video in the last 30 minutes. The SPY is now up to around 436. So we are, we're kicking it right now. So I don't know if that's a precursor to what's going to happen tomorrow. But here again, if we, taking out the high and we take out this ascending resistance now, we still have a lot of resistance above. I mean, this is a lot of stuff for the market to have to chew through. But, this could signal another day of kind of a limited bounce. Some people call it a dead cat bounce, but the bounce could be limited by the resistance here before we start to sell again. Right now, we just have to wait and see, because the market is picking up steam as we're going into the 8 o'clock hour. So I want to keep an eye on that. But we did hold a 100-day moving average today. We did, we did attack this level here around 434.50, 435. We did attack it. we're claiming it, and we're making a move to test this ascending resistance right now. So a lot of activity here after market. So you just kind of waiting for the bulls to seize control again. It's kind of is basically what we're looking for. We're waiting for. We're kind of looking for the market to regain control. I mean, the bulls to regain control like they've done all along. I think if we lose the 100-day and we confirm losing the 100-day, I'd say the bears have got a firm grip on the market at that point. But if not, I think the bulls are just doing what they need to do to hold it up until they regain their strength and start to make the move. But so far, market's been really predictable. But right now, it's a 50-50 shot. So I can't predict which way it's going to go. Right now, it looks like it's going to push back and retest the 5-day and this descending resistance here. But I just need to find out what created this spike and what's going on. It might be some news, but I'll find out. But right now, it's a 50-50 shot as to what it's going to do. Solid support here with the 100-day, solid resistance up here with this ascending resistance and 5-day moving average, descending resistance line, 50-day and the 20-day. And just a lot for the bulls to have to overcome. All right, so let's see what we did today. All right, so SQ. Damn, SQ popped on that move. I kind of missed the read on this, but then again I didn't. Let me blow this up, and I'll be back to making the slides because I think you can see the chart better with the slides. But here's a 5-minute opening range low right here. Let me change the 5-minute opening range low, which I always mark with a solid red line. I didn't mark it this morning because, as you can see, red to green was right here, and then we had the low of yesterday of, let me see, where did this come from? This level right here at the close. And if you go back, you could see all yesterday that this was solid. So no way I was going to short into that. I was going to wait till we traded through it. And that's what happened. Once we traded through it, I was looking for the move down to the 200-day moving average. Normally, what happens is this gets sucked into the 200, and then it bounces because you find a lot of buyers here. You got a lot of people covering their shorts at the 200-day, and you got a lot of people looking to buy it off the 200-day, as evident by this candle right here. This is typically what we see. So I got in it. It kind of stalled out, and then it opened, and it started building this crazy momentum. And I was like, man, I don't like this at all. And that's typically what you see when the stock turns around and rips up through all of this mess. So I'm like, I'm not going to deal with that. And if I saw it tomorrow, I would probably still react the same way. So I'm not saying, I can't say that I made a mistake here by taking this off, because obviously it did run all the way up and it did reclaim the 5-minute opening range low. So that would have triggered a stop anyway. But you can see eventually it did make the move that I was looking for, and sell off down to, let's see, there was a level here at 237. And I didn't go back to this, so this is why I didn't mark this anymore. I was in the other trade that we're going to look at here in a minute. So I never did go back to SQ. So this was the next level here. Well, this was actually my final level on this trade I was looking at. This was supposed to be the first stop. See if we could hold through the bounce, which it wouldn't have, but I would have had to get back in this next level. And then if I got into the second trade, the next target was, you're not going to be able to see it, but it's 233.11. It was 233.11, so it's not going to show up on this chart. But I had the plan already made out on this, in my mind. But the price action just kind of threw me for a loop on this. All right, so the other stock I had on watch was MU, which never really did what I wanted it to do. I wanted it short under here. I saw more potential short than I did to the long side. You can see here's the opening range high right here. No way I was buying it there. Oops. Because I would have been buying it into the 200 day. And then once it claimed the 200, it only went up a point. And it got rejected here at the green, red to green. But yesterday's close price, it got rejected here and came back. So there was really nothing there for me to the long side. I thought short, we had bigger windows, better opportunity for profit. So that's why I ignored this. And we had some interest in DLTR. I thought the news was BS or just kind of crappy. I mean, for me, I thought the news was kind of crappy. But it wasn't. It turned out to be a solid thing. So the reason why I missed the opening range break here was I was already in, I was watching SQ, which I thought had a better move. Because look, here's the 94, 98 level, say 95. I thought that was going to be it. In my small, minuscule brain, we had jumped up from 86.50 here. I thought 95 would be the reversal. And then potentially I could get a channel break and we might make a move toward 100. But this window here, I thought would have been a nice secondary window. It blew through all of this. So just being patient and kind of waiting, I was actually looking for a reversal here. I wanted to take the reversal back to the VWAP. But in the process of waiting, it couldn't lose this 97.43 level. The 9 moving average, look, it ended up crossing the VWAP, pushing up. So once we took out this level, I was going to buy it. But unfortunately, I had the 100-day moving average, which is this orange line, in the wrong damn spot. And when I realized that I bought into this, I was a little bit agitated, but it turned out, it worked out pretty good. I did buy it, like, let's see, 98. Yeah, so I did buy it over the level, just barely, by like a couple of cents. But was fortunate here, got the first target, And I took this. I took the first target early because of all of the problems this stock was having at this point. It did not get this type of move. You could see the candlestick formation and how rough this was. So I ended up taking it off a little bit early. And let me pull this up so you can see that the executions here. You can see I took it off a little bit early because I wanted to take it off at 100, but I took it off a little bit early. You see this 99.88 was the next level, and I thought it would just get sucked into 100. But I did take it once we cleared 100. I did take some off there. And then the next level was 101. The final target is 101.88. I still got the last piece on. I'm going to have to take it off here in a few. It's almost 8 o'clock. So I was looking to see if we were going to run up and kind of charge up into the close. The market did. The SPY did. SQ did. But this didn't. So I guess all of the interest in this is pretty much gone. Or I'm the only fool sitting here going into 8 o'clock waiting for something to move. But one of the good things I did get out of watching the Benzinga pre-market show is one of the guys is where I got my aftermarket and overnight strategies from, which is what I'm going to be sharing with you on the PDT thing that I'm going to do. I've been waiting for, there were some things I had in the fire, and it seemed to has gone cold, so I'm going to move on with what I had planned. And the plan was next quarter, alongside of what I do is, have a $10,000. I'm gonna put $10,000, and we're gonna trade under PDT. And I'm gonna show you how these strategies work. They're incredible. Now, every now and then, you may end up taking a day trade because the thing hits your target after market. It happens sometimes, but you don't care because you made money. Or we do the overnight thing. So it's really interesting. It works really good. I've made a ton of money doing it. So we'll be talking about that here very shortly. But you guys have a great night, a great evening, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.